Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Things are still falling apart for William Ruto. The center can no longer hold. About 1 hour ago, as I speak, Miguna Miguna, taking to his ex account, has dropped a bombshell on William Ruto concerning the massacre that happened in GITHURAI. And that's coming at a time we are seeing bodies being retrieved at a Kware dump site just a few meters from Kware police station. Miguna has dropped a bombshell that is going to inform the basis of our analysis. Let me say this before we dig deep into that. In 2007, the post-election violence took 2 months, 1 day. That was from December 27th, 2007 to February 28th, 2008. And it was estimated that about 800 to 1500 Kenyans were killed across the country. That was in 2007. In Kenya, Gen Zs have been protesting for about 3 weeks now. And we are getting some very shocking figures coming from the ground. Let's have a look at a post by Miguna Miguna. Dr. Miguna Miguna, breaking. I have received credible reports that William Ruto murdered about 400 people in GITHURAI and then they were cremated inside Kahawa barracks. That was on June 25th, night after Ruto shut down the internet. That's why the butcher of Sugoi was arrogantly challenging people to show him the bodies. He knew that he had cremated them. I challenged the DCI Kenya, National Police Service Commission Kenya, Hakika Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, and Law Society of Kenya to check the OB numbers of all the missing persons, establish and publish the whereabouts of all the missing persons. No retreat, no surrender. Let's finish the job on July 16th. Ruto must go. And for those who don't know what is happening on July 16th, Gen Zs have called for nationwide protests. Occupy CBD countrywide. Rage and courage. Nationwide Gen Z protests. Occupy CBD in every town. Ruto must go. Tuesday, July 16th. So on 16th, Gen Zs have called for countrywide protests. And if they can come out the way they did when they stormed and occupied Parliament, I'm very sure William Ruto will resign. I'm very sure about that because I don't think the police or even the army will kill Kenyans anymore. Already so many Kenyans have been killed, and I don't think even the police will agree to kill any more Kenyans. They will tell Ruto, Mr. President, we have killed enough. I don't think they'll kill Kenyans again. So many have been killed. I want us to dig deep into this, but before we do that, let's listen to Rigathi Gachagua speaking some months back. Listen to this.
sisi lazima tungeangalia nyinyi. Hii serikali ni kampuni na ni ya shares, si ndio? Ni ya shares. Kuna wenye kampuni wale wako na shares mingi, kuna wale wako na chache, kuna wale hawana. Sasa nyinyi mliinvest kwa hii kampuni ya William Ruto na Rigathi Gachagua. Sasa lazima mvune. Yule ambaye alipanda atafanya nini? Simulipanda? Simuliamuka mapema? Mukasema mutaki kusikia mambo ya ile system na nini? Muka invest, mukapanda, mukapalilia, mukaweka mbolea, mukamwagilia maji, wakati ya kuvuna ndio huu. Na itakuwa namna hiyo. Najua wengine wananikashifu ati mimi nasema ati wale walipanda wavune kwanza. Iko makosa? Iko makosa? Hata hao watavuna lakini wangoje. Si wale walipanda na wavune kwanza. Wakishavuna wavune ile tabaki kidogo, wale wakupanda waingie watafute huko nini ile itapatikana wachukue wakwende. Si iko namna hiyo? Na itakuwa namna hiyo. Ndio watu wakipiga kura waelewe hii kura ni kusema nini. Hii kura iko na maana. Nyinyi hamwezi piga kelele huko, mpige kelele. Mnasema William Ruto ni bure, hawezi, mnaita yeye majina, alafu akipata, akigawa, mnapiga laini ati mko pale mbele. Ati mnataka mpite wale walisema anafaa ati mkue pale mbele. Inawezekana? Mimi kazi yangu pale kwa Ikulu ni hiyo. Ni kupanga hiyo laini. Hapo ni kazi mimi napanga hapo. Mimi naangalia kwa laini, nikiona wewe ulipanda, natoa wewe nyuma, napeleka wewe mbele. Nikiona wewe hukupanda na kutoa na kurudisha nyuma, ufanye nini? Niendelee na hiyo kazi ama niwache?
That was Rigathi Gachagua speaking a few months ago. And it's important we remind Kenyans of some of these hypocritical leaders who are now pretending they're listening to the ground. That was Rigathi Gachagua boasting and talking of a shareholding government. That if you never supported Kenya Kwanza, don't expect much from the government. Rigathi and such minds have led us to where we are today, where the government is all a two-tribe affair. Rigathi has been responsible for that and is now crying foul that is being undermined in the government. I believe Rigathi Gachagua shot himself in the foot by being too much sycophantic. He was pressing William Ruto too much, to a point Ruto felt alikuwa na mwenjoy. He has been too sycophantic. Miguna is talking of about 400 people who were butchered in GITHURAI. About 400 people. We know that GITHURAI voted for Ruto in 2022. Rigathi just said that this is the time ya kuvuna. If it's actually true that 400 people were butchered, what are those people going kuvuna? They are already dead and gone, and there are people who voted for Ruto. So Kenyans should know that choices have got consequences. We must change how we play and do our politics. This aspect of ethnic groups ganging against other ethnic groups has to stop. We should look at a leader for who they are. I won't be taking sides by saying for so many years, the mountain has been voting out of emotion and out of hate for Raila Odinga and for the Luo community. And they've been electing very bogus leaders. Right now they are crying foul and they are wondering why they elected those leaders. They have been voting out of emotions and out of hate. And even now, Kenyans are talking about Gen Zs. Kenyans want to detribalize our politics. We must also accept the fact that even though we are talking about detribalizing our politics, we are talking about Gen Zs. We are not living in a vacuum. I have no problem with 6 regions talking about Gen Zs and detribalizing Kenyan politics. I trust the 6 regions, but I find it very hard to trust the 2 regions that voted for Ruto. Something tells me that maybe they have not yet learned a lesson. They might be fighting other wars that these other 6 regions are not fighting. So we must also be alive to all those facts as we all aspire for a detribalized country where Kenyans are voting for individuals not because of their tribes, but because of what they can do. How I just wish that the 2 regions can see that, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm happy there is a discussion going on, and we are seeing some signs that they might be seeing that. But then again, rejecting Ruto and supporting Rigathi Gachagua proves it to me beyond any reasonable doubt that maybe there is still a lot of work to be done. If only our members of parliament were working as they should, William Ruto ought to have been impeached if what Miguna is saying is true. And not only even what Miguna is saying, but the way William Ruto has handled protesters, he ought to have been impeached. That number is very big, ladies and gentlemen, and Kenyans should start petitioning ICC to zero in on William Ruto. We can't have a president who in just less than 2 years, we are seeing people being butchered like chicken. This is unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why I believe Ruto has already done his worst. Gen Zs should continue pushing. William Ruto doesn't have any arsenal left. If Gen Zs continue pushing, Ruto will resign. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Those watching us outside Kenya, for the first time, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you.